It's good to see you as always here on Grassroots Gardening. We got some bad storms that are supposed to be moving in late tonight into tomorrow. Serious potential for tornadoes and just a lot of wind. I think there's just a giant front that's moving down, bringing some cold weather. And it's supposed to get pretty nasty. So I'm gonna go down here. We're gonna check on the bunker just in case we've got to run in here tomorrow. And then also I wanna look at that elephant ear that we put down here not too long ago. Anybody home down here? I sure hope not, because that would be not good. For you guys, I think I did a video not too long ago showing my little underground bunker down here. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned too that I have another channel called Mr. Dig. It's more of my sand mining and other businesses channel. Did I say that right? Whatever. If you want to see how we made it, it's on that channel. But since this was just a more gardening channel, I'm not going to go into all the details. But this is where we come when we have really, really bad storms. Got a little bedroom makeshift back here with our oceanfront view. This is a big sticker I put up on the wall. And then I drew some clouds, or tried to draw some clouds on the ceiling. But anyhow, this is the bunker. This is where we come when we do have really bad storms. And what in the world? You're not supposed to be growing down here, dude. This was what? This was a coffee cups Colocasia. That's what it was that we dug up. But it's growing down here, and the reason being is, let's see, I don't have my little temperature gauge down here anymore. But it's pretty warm down here. So because this thing is buried underground about, I guess the very bottom of the bunker is probably close to 10 to 12 feet deep, and then I think we got 6 or so feet right above the ceiling here. If you were to go straight up, that's also where the aviary is above us. Anyway, I'm rambling. What I'm trying to say is it's staying too warm down here. I hope to use this place as kind of like a root cellar, you know, where we could bring some of our veggies and stuff down here and let them stay nice and cool. But I think it's just too warm down here. And that's why that Colocasia has decided that it wants to start growing. So you, sir, need to go to sleep for about another 2 months. So I was just checking too down in this vermiculite, the moisture. And it's pretty dry, which is good. That's what we want. It's just a tiny bit moist, but just too warm down here. So we may have to move that guy into the greenhouse, because if he continues to try to grow, obviously there's no sunlight down here, he's going to die. So tell you what, let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's just go ahead and take him on to the greenhouse, because I love this coffee cups Colocasia. I don't want him to die. Oh yeah, it's much colder out here, y'all. I think it's probably, I don't know, it's probably 50. High 40s, low 50s today. Cold to me. Anything below 70 to me is cold. I like it hot. Summertime and springtime, it won't be long, y'all. I'm hanging on the best I can through January and February. If we can make it through then, we're gonna be all right. Feels much better in here for sure. And we're gonna pot this guy up, not right now. Might come out later this evening, depending on the weather. Go ahead and throw him in some soil, because my little experiment down there again did not work, and I don't want to lose that dude. Right, birds? Hey, Kona, how you doing today, buddy? Huh? I know you want to bite me. Why do you hate me so bad? I take care of you, feed you, love you, and you just want to bite my fingers off. Hey, Millie. Hey, darling, you're sweet. But I'm afraid Kona has rubbed off on you. I have handled Kona before, but he just doesn't like men. I don't know what he's got against me, but he's never bitten me either, but he's very aggressive, especially since I put him in here with Millie. That's now his girlfriend, and you can't get close to her, or this dude right here is coming after you. Right, boy? Yeah, I hear you. Oh no, you guys, our tomato has fallen over. Let's find something right now and let's get him staked back up. All right, y'all stay right there. Let me go find some string. All right, I found us a couple little pieces of this twine right here. Let's get this dude gently, without breaking him, tied back up. Now all I'm going to do here is just use this twine since it's nice and soft and gently and loosely tie it around this bamboo pole just to get him up. I'm surprised he didn't break when he fell over, but I'm glad he didn't because look, we've got us some flowers coming. So if we can keep it healthy for a little bit longer, we've done good so far. You know, as I told you guys in the past, I was really worried about getting fungus in here. And I'm also going to go get my pruners. We're going to prune up some of these lower leaves, but we've been real lucky so far with the fan running over there. We're keeping that airflow circulating, and because he's in such a shady situation, he's stretching in between the nodes, which normally is not a good thing. But in this situation it is because it's allowing more space in between those nodes for airflow to come through. And Luis, bless his heart for trying to help, while I was gone on vacation, he put these giant bamboo stakes in here on this plant. And we probably really need to go get us some tomato cages from the nursery down at Grassroots. I just can't ever remember to get the things I need while I'm there. People start talking to me and I start helping customers. And I'll have a whole list of things I'm supposed to come home with and I never do. And I can't quite make this guy bend straight up the pole, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just kind of come around here and just support him. Gently start straightening him out so that we can get him all the way up against the pole and keep him climbing straight. But I'm trying not to break it. Don't break, buddy. All right, just stay right there. We will begin your spine realignment there. We can just kind of slowly keep scooting this twine on up the stalk as we go, but that's about all we're going to do right now. I don't want to push it too far and break him. And then while we're at it, and I got one piece of twine left, I'll go ahead and shove this giant bamboo pole back down into the soil and just go ahead and give this guy a wrap too. Keep him growing straight. He's just been a slower grower than that dude over there. And both out here in the obviously the same conditions, planted in the same soil. But that's why, you know, when planting seeds, we pick the strongest ones that are growing up because, well, they're just like humans. They grow at different rates. And since my Felcos are out in the truck, I'm going to use these old Fisker scissors right here. And we're just going to come in. They got locked on me. Come in and prune off some of these lower leaves because we definitely don't want them touching the soil. That will be a recipe for sure for fungus and bacteria. None started growing on this guy. This leaf had fallen off. None started growing on him just yet, but with these wet, humid, cooler conditions, you leave that stuff down there on the soil, it's for sure going to start breaking down by fungus, and then it's going to spread right on up the plant and kill our beautiful tomato plant. And I'm really bound and determined we're going to get us some tomatoes this winter. It's just such a leggy looking tomato because of the light conditions, but I'm happy to see, and I'm hopeful since we got these flower buds coming off that we'll get some flowers soon, and then we'll just come in here, pinch off any of the suckers that are growing. I saw a big sucker over here on this guy. Let's go ahead and get rid of these lower leaves, and if you see this white stuff on the plant, that's not insects, that is dander from some of these guys over here. Now keep your dander to yourselves, man. I'm trying to grow tomatoes over here. So here's a sucker. Anywhere that the tomato plant is growing between a leaf set and the main stalk is considered a sucker. So we'll get rid of that one, and here's another one up in the top. Get him out of the way. Now I will say that if we were in a gardening setting, you know, if we were out in the actual garden, you can leave some of those suckers to get a much more bushier plant, but we don't want bushy in here for reasons I've talked about with airflow and stuff. So just a little bit of clarification there. That's why I'm removing all the suckers in this particular case. And there's one that I missed. Look at that guy hiding back in there. Let's get him. Get out of there, dude. There we go. Much better, you guys. Let's take a look around the greenhouse and just see what's shaking this time of year. Not a whole lot's really going on. I'll tell you what, though. I got a lot of attention off this plant right here from doing YouTube shorts. And rightfully so. This is the red moon philodendron. It's probably the rarest. It is the rarest plant that I have right now. Value's still up pretty good on this one. And man, she is doing good. But you can see why it's getting so much attention. Just look at that cool contrast of the leaves. It's doing good, and you know, surprisingly, it's been growing like crazy, even with these super low hour sunlight hour days. It's been doing really good in here. This guy came from inside my house. I can't remember why I brought him out here. Beautiful leaf on that guy. Still got plenty of lemons hanging out in here, and our variegated hibiscus is trying to bloom for us, but he's also getting really stretched out. And so we could do it now. We could go ahead and just prune him back real hard, let him kind of chill out the rest of the winter, and then fertilize the heck out of him come late spring. Put him back outside, and he's going to do real good. Maybe we'll put him down on the patio near the pool later on in the year. And I've been really impressed with how this rattlesnake plant has done out here. He loves a, you know, super shady condition or bright indirect light inside the house. He's done really well. We got to take some cuttings off of the Monstera albos here really soon. We got a couple of the mother plants that are out here. And the reason we're going to take cuttings of them is because it's still a very sought after plant. And some exciting news that I don't think I've shared with you guys just yet is the fact that we are developing an online plant store. So I'm very excited about it. We're going to, you know, we're going to probably do a soft start or soft launch, whatever you call it, in the next few months, because we've never shipped plants before, so we've got to learn the ropes. I want to make sure that everything goes really smooth, but I'm really excited. You know, we're working on a website right now and trying to get everything developed. It's a bunch of work, but it's coming together. So hopefully here in the next few months, I don't have a date for you guys. I wish I did, but with everything else I got going on, it'll just be ready when it's ready. But that's pretty exciting. You know, I hope, because, you know, having Grassroots Nursery, we're only able to tap into the local market. I know a lot of you guys, well, hell, y'all are all over the world that send me comments, but this will be a way for us to share plants with people and just get a much further reach and help keep us busy during the slow times at the nursery. So really cool. Oh man, we got to get out here and get this place cleaned up, you guys. This is kind of depressing. I got some scale on my orchids up there, and everything just needs attention. Pretty much all the orchids need repotting and fertilizing, and it just ain't one thing, it's another. And then the stupid mice came in. You see my blue water lines back there. They came in and chewed through the PEX pipe. So I had a flood in here. It's just been crazy lately. But if all the plants out here can just hang on for another month or two, my plan is when the weather changes and spring hits and it gets warm enough, we're going to take all these plants. I'm pulling everything out. I got to redo my mist system in here. We're going to pull everything out. As we bring it back in, we can repot stuff because it's much needed. I just haven't had the time to stay out here and dedicate to these guys. It's just been too busy. Look at this beautiful tropical hibiscus right here, man. This has been an awesome plant. We had this one down on the deck last year, if you remember, and that's where she's going to go back, get her fertilized up come spring. And oh cool, check this out. Now, I've never seen this before. This looks like seed pods on our plumeria. Now it's kind of gone a little bit dormant. We do have one leaf pushing out right there. This thing has the coolest, craziest bark to it. It's almost like rubbery. You can wiggle the stems back and forth. That's pretty neat. We'll have to watch this, and I would assume that once they turn brown and start drying up, then we can collect the seeds, and maybe we can try to grow some from seed. Never done that. That'll be a cool experiment. Speaking of the front porch, let's go through the house and let's go around there and take a look at the raised bed garden And also our GreenStalk is looking really sad. We got to figure out what we're going to plant next in it. My sentiments exactly. Hey Pepe, what are you doing, buddy? Apart from taking a cat nap over here by the stove. Hey dude, tell everybody hey. Oh lazy bones. Oh lazy. I don't blame you, I'd be doing the same thing if I could, bro. Let's go see what's happening out here. And dadgummit, I left those rugs out here in the rain. I do that every time. Our pansies are looking decent that we planted in this little bitty vertical planter. This cool wave one has done real good, man. Look how it's spilling out of that pot there. This is a neat trailing variety. I think I did a video when we planted these. I can't remember. But nonetheless, it's a beautiful one here. This is just a cool wave mix. And then over here in this planter, let's see which one this one is. This is Cool Wave White. Kind of like a very light yellow. I mean, I guess you could call it white, but it's got a yellowish tint to it. But again, love how they just kind of spill out of the containers. And something else I was going to run by you guys, or tell you guys, I didn't prune back this bee balm. And I'm glad I didn't, because the other day I had a ton of little goldfinches, and they were just on all of these seed pods. They were up here just picking the seeds out and eating it. So helping feed them during the winter. So that's a good reason, you know, if you have some perennials that put out these seed pods, you may just want to let them go, because you know, during wintertime the birds are struggling to kind of find food, and if you leave some of these plants with the seed heads on them, then it just, well, provides feed for them. And check out what else is going to provide feed for them. Figure out how I can get over there. I got my I think they call this the Yankee spinner. So this is the one that's battery powered. It's got a big battery thing in the middle. You charge it up. Birds light on it, and they've been eating out of it. But when a squirrel gets on there, it's gonna sling them off. Now, I'm a big kid. This is gonna be fun as hell. Hopefully I can hook the GoPro up somewhere and control it from the house, so when the squirrel comes and thinks he's gonna steal my seed, well, he's gonna go for a ride that he ain't soon gonna forget. And I'm not the happiest with the way this kind of turned out. I thought it was gonna look cooler in my mind, but I found this old cedar post, so I just put it in some concrete right there, drilled a hole, found this in the trash. I was just trying to get it extended out away from the pole enough for the raccoon who visits me every single night. I was just trying to keep it away from the post so the raccoon couldn't reach out here and grab this thing, although that would be funny too. But anyway, I mean, it turned out okay. My stupid idea was maybe I could smear some peanut butter in the middle of this metal little wiry thing here, put some bird seed on there. But I mean, it's all right, I guess. I'm not the most proud of that project. It looked way cooler in my mind. And then I spent a little bit of time over the weekend just kind of messing around, getting some of the weed out of our moss rock pathway here. Need to blow it off, but it's winter time, so I'm just letting it do its thing right now. But nonetheless, I'm glad to say that the moss is still living. It's doing really good, and it's spreading. If I could just keep the daggum weeds out of it. And all of our garlic is doing really, really good. It's doing what it's supposed to do, just kind of vegetating a little bit, no pun intended, just vegging out for the winter. It'll start growing a lot here in the next 2 months or so. But man, look at our greens, y'all. Daggum, the collards looking amazing. Mustard greens. I've been eating the hell out of this kale all winter long. And then I did a Facebook post on Grassroots Yard Supply the other day. I took some really cool pictures. So this is our broccoli. I've eaten all the broccoli that I want off of these guys. So I just let them go to flower. They have these beautiful yellow flowers. But the bees that were on this thing the other day was crazy. Honeybees, yellow jackets, hoverflies, which I had to learn about. I didn't know what those were. Lizards all over it. So another reason to leave things in the ground. If you're not needing that garden space, just kind of let the plant do its thing. Let it flower, because I know I was looking at the bees' legs. They were loaded with pollen, so it's definitely providing them with a much needed nourishment during the coldest part of the year. All right, let's go down here, take a look at our GreenStalk again. It is very sad, but it's done its thing, provided us with a bunch of food over the fall and early winter. The bees were covering this thing the other day too. I haven't watered this guy, intentionally, because everything's just pooped out. It's done, and we've harvested all that we're gonna harvest off of it. But I got a bunch of broccoli off this thing. Made a couple kale salads, regular salads with just the butter crunch and that red leaf lettuce down there. Got a couple of the collard leaves off of it in combination with collards from our raised bed. Cooked a few batches of collards. So this thing has really done its job for us, but we got to figure out what we're going to plant in it next. I'm thinking I'd like to do some strawberries. I ain't even really sure what else. So if you guys got any ideas, drop it in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think we ought to plant in our GreenStalk. And man, I'm telling you, I just cannot wait for springtime. Can't wait for these guys to come back out. Can't wait to get in the pool and drink some beer. And then we are gonna do some hella planting down here in the front yard. We've got to get in these beds pretty soon too and do some pruning. But I got a couple perennials that I want to plant down there, some more azaleas. All these beds, I want them just absolutely slap full next year. That being said, we are going to do a tremendous amount of gardening from now, well, forever. I don't ever want to stop gardening. What I'm trying to say is now's the time, a good time to hit that like and subscribe down there and the little notifications bell, and YouTube will let you know when we put out another video. Yeah, y'all have a great day. Happy gardening. Always remember that the more you know, the more you grow. I'll see you on the next video. Bye, y'all.